Hey everybody, welcome to the No Basic Podcast. I am AJ, better known as Muda, and joining me we have Dissolve, better known
That's
as
me, Austin.
Awesome, and we also have Lucas here.
So,
So
um,
we've known each other for almost 10 years now, or you guys have known each other a little longer, but I
Yeah.
met you guys about
yeah,
10 years ago.
Man, it's been so it's
And
I can't believe it's been that long.
I met you guys on our first day at our local Pokemon League, so
Yeah.
I feel
crazy
like
to
it
think
was
about.
Yeah.
fate, definitely there. But yeah, me and Lucas actually made a trade. I still remember that trade. I traded you a full Terrakion for a Darkrai
Dark Eye,
EX,
yeah,
building a Voltorb Darkrai at the time in 2014.
Yeah, that
um,
that was that was a deck to go for sure.
yeah,
Love that deck.
yeah,
Love Dark.
and
those were the days.
Oh yeah.
Stomp 5 Virizion Genesect a lot.
That's for sure. That's when Rizzi and Genesect won Worlds too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Well, I attended that Worlds. Literally, like my first ever TPCI event, me walking into was Worlds of 2014
Yeah.
as a spectator, just not knowing anything.
Yeah, I wish we could have gone, Luke. That would have been sick.
Yeah, I was. I
yeah.
think. Yeah, but it was cool. It was before you had to buy spectator badge and all that. You just literally waltzed right on up. That was
Oh,
kind
you
of
won
cool.
Pokemon was like super cheap. The inter tournaments. Regionals was
Yeah, yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I got in
But
during the $30 range, and even that, everyone was complaining.
back then they weren't doing cash prize though.
Oh yeah,
It's
they were
just
That
they
is a good
were
point. That's a
doing
very
stuff
good
for like
point.
college stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
scholarships.
scholarships and stuff.
Now I wonder. I don't know how it works now. I know like you can get cash or a prepaid card now. I think the prepaid card. I don't know if they still do scholarship for under 18. I know like you get a prepaid card if you're under 18. I did read that, but
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
All
I
right.
definitely think they did the right direction in going cash prizes.
Yeah, it
I
Oh,
just
did
for
over
forget
sure.
about the
it's
scholarships.
100% the
Hmm
better play.
Yeah, because there
Yeah,
wasn't much reason to play after you if you weren't in college, I
Yeah. I
guess,
mean
or you weren't
there's also
pursuing.
just a lot more like $1,000 like 1 grand like cups or like
Hmm That's
One
true.
case.
That's
yeah,
true.
1Ks and stuff like happening, which is always sick to see.
Yeah.
So, I figure we can, I guess, go over like some of our accomplishments in Pokemon. Like, let's let everyone know, like, kind of,
Or lack
Wait,
uh,
thereof.
lack thereof, I guess, would be a
oh,
better
don't
way to
beat
put
yourself
it.
down, Luke. Go ahead.
Yeah, Link
Um,
Lucas has the best
Yeah,
track
definitely.
record out of us, so
I probably
I'll
have the
let you go
worst.
ahead.
I've gotten I've got two top eights at two different states, 2015 Delaware and 2015 Maryland, both with Night March.
What?
Night March was
Um,
great.
Wait, didn't you? Wait, you got Virginia?
oh yeah, Virginia, not Delaware.
Okay.
Oh,
It's been so long,
yeah,
I said,
man.
like,
it's
wait,
been
I know I
so
was with you
It
for
long.
was
one of those.
Virginia. Yeah, it was at the
Oh,
wasn't it
we don't speak
Culpeper?
about that Delaware trip because
I didn't go to that one. That was
it was me
before.
and Luke, and that was
And
a crazy story.
the wonderful firemen.
Yeah, that
That
was
would definitely, I think, be a good road story for
yeah,
this
yeah,
episode.
yeah,
We
for
definitely got a
sure.
lot of road stories to
Yeah.
go
Oh
through.
man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Traveling is always fun, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah.
but yeah, I do remember one of those top eights. I had food poisoning while you were competing in the top eight. I had one win that
Worked my
day,
whole heart out.
but my first states, but it was fun.
It was for you, AJ. You got it.
Yeah,
You did it for you.
but I'm glad you did well. But as for me, I don't have nearly as many accomplishments. I had a good run in 2019-2020 season right before COVID locked everything down. I had about 114 points, all of which were from one expanded deck, Turbo Dark. So I was kind of one tricking expanded at the time. I feel like I would have done better if I just had more events to go to and COVID didn't happen. Because by the time by the time my points were like unlocked again and they were doing live events, I just wasn't playing Pokemon,
Yeah.
and they weren't supporting expanded, so kind of a double whammy there. But other than that, I did well. I got top 128 at Richmond Regionals with Turbo Dark, so
I
that
can
was
see
like
that.
my last big win, I guess, before everything happened. I did get a top 8 at a cup. It was I was actually playing Blacephalon before that, or before COVID, and it was like a month, I think, before everything locked down. But other than that, I don't have too much of a track record.
Hey, that's still better than me. I don't think I got anything. I'm over here thinking,
I mean, you were pretty good. I feel like. Do you have any like top 8 cups?
No,
Or-
definitely not top 8. I was
Okay.
close to. I think I bubbled out top 16 that one.
Because you guys played in like cities and stuff. I never actually got to play in many cities.
Cities, I think I
Cities
did.
were-
Cities were weird, but I remember doing all right in cities actually. But
Yeah, I remember
it was
doing
so
pretty
Oh,
good.
the
In, like
numbers.
it was long time ago. I don't remember the numbers.
I feel like
I got
you
some
did
league
pretty
challenge
well.
wins. That's a
You,
that's
you definitely did well, like when we would hit up like challenges and stuff, especially considering.
I remember doing well, like decently
I mean, we
well
were-
with Night March and like Seismitoad, but that was about
Yeah.
it. But like
I mean-
nothing like winning. So
Yeah, I mean,
I think
you guys
another
did
thing we
good.
should mention is all of us have had multiple hiatuses from.
oh yeah,
eating
That's a good point.
we
That's
we
a very
we
good
be doing life
had
stuff just
years,
happens.
2 years off here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know,
And
life
we've always
happens.
just been like competitive casuals
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we're never really chasing the invite. We're just trying to
We're just trying to
get
play.
the wins where we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
If we do well, we do well. If
our
not,
region is very hard to win.
That's
so
a very
Yeah.
good point. We
So-
we are in the most people won't know this term, but the DMV area, the DC Metro
Yeah.
Virginia area.
a lot of good
yeah.
players. A lot of
Yes.
good
World
players.
competitors, regional
One of-
winners.
Yes.
Yeah, very very good
Oh,
players.
You
And
it
But
is
they
a
know,
s- even a challenge is not easy.
so
in,
it's
in
kind of
this
like
area.
yeah, it's kind of like
sweaty.
you know, we know what we're getting into
Mhm.
usually. So
yeah, but I feel like that puts us like sort of like
it's like an edge basically because like when we're
a
playing
little
against
bit.
good players, we can
you
like pick
are.
up things a little faster.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you hear of people like going out of state or out of
Mhm.
this like metropolitan area and competing and doing better at cups and stuff, and because it's less competitive.
Yeah,
I mean, I think some of the best players in the world are in this area, or and
Yeah,
have came
I-
through this area over the years. Like, I mean,
definitely.
even like when we were first meeting, it was not uncommon to run into like Jimmy Pendarvis and stuff at
Jimmy.
Elite Challenge.
yeah, Jimmy,
So-
and then
there were a few others.
Michael Primeront.
Oh yeah, Michael as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it for us. Like in terms of introductions go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can just talk about EUIC a little bit. You
Yeah,
know, it
so
just
EUIC
happened
was,
too long ago.
A wild. It was a pretty wild event. I wish I had more time to watch it. I was kind of working the entire
Yeah.
weekend. But it was the biggest TPCI event in history.
I think so.
Outs-
It was a
outside
lot of
Japan,
people.
but-
Yeah, outside of Japan.
Yeah,
but it was
2,500 just in almost 26 in TCG.
yeah, that's insane.
For Masters. That's or I think that's overall actually. So I don't know if that's just Masters. I don't remember where I pulled these numbers from. I had them from like a week or two ago.
I think it
but,
might be just Masters, honestly.
Yeah, I think it might be. And then the other numbers, VG and Go even have an uptick from last year's EUIC,
Yeah.
but the TCG is literally like 1,000 people more than last time. So it's crazy
Yeah.
how the TCG has blown up. Like since
Yeah.
I just started getting back in about last summer maybe.
Yeah, the game is as big as it has been, and then the competition is crazy.
It really has
Mhm.
gotten really crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
I went to Knoxville. That was my first regional back since COVID, and I was really looking forward to running into people I knew. And I'll be honest, I didn't see as many people as I thought I would have. I just saw a lot of new faces, tons of new people. Almost every opponent I played, it was either their first regional or their first season playing.
Yeah, I think like there's the uptick from COVID is like insane. Like people just
Yeah.
wanted to go to events because like
Yeah.
people
It-
were just playing online for so long. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people learned how to play the game
Yeah,
too
definitely,
because of
yeah.
collecting. Because I
Mhm.
feel like before a lot of people, would collect, but half the collectors didn't know how to play the game at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so definitely gave people time to learn,
Mhm.
and online competition isn't as nearly as hard as real
Yeah,
life.
it's not
Totally different
as
atmosphere.
hard, and I think it's also good practice because I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys remember before COVID, but the online tournament scene was practically non-existent in
Yeah,
Pokemon at the
yeah.
Oh,
time. Like
yeah.
there
I mean,
was
the game is just
nothing.
became more and more competitive. Like I think that's the
Yes.
landscape of gaming in general.
Mhm.
Last so many years, last decade, I would say, like competitive gaming has just exploded. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
Pokemon just kind of took it, ran with it with it too. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's good for the game, but
yeah,
man, there were just so many people. Even
it,
even at Knoxville, I can't imagine it like EUIC.
yeah,
Those
worlds
numbers.
and internationals are going to be
Yeah,
insane
it'll be
for sure.
interesting to see how how NAIC is gonna fare. The
Yeah.
rumor is that they've booked like an absurd amount of space for
Yeah,
people,
they would
I
have
think it's
to.
going to be the
that's
biggest
the
event.
rumor. So
Yeah, it's
we'll
going to be
see.
massive.
Yeah,
But toward one, the EUIC, obviously,
Mhm.
people when
Absolutely.
people see this will be a little bit later. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but
Sorry,
We are with it. It's April
about a week.
the 12th, by the
yeah,
way, for
yeah, it's
people
gonna be.
listening when we record this.
We're recording this before Orlando, so
Yeah.
you might see this during Orlando or after whenever this goes up. But
Mhm.
Tord ran with it. He played amazing. He's obviously probably the one of the greats.
I think
Like,
it's safe to say he's
yeah, it's
I
like
until
it's
the
hard to
Genesis
not
comes
say
back,
he's like
he
the
is
greatest player in Pokemon, especially right
probably the
now.
most decorated, I'd
he's
Yeah,
the
say, at
greatest
this point.
like
Yeah.
player that's playing now.
yeah, definitely the greatest player playing right now. Like
Yeah, he's
obviously,
definitely the best currently. Definitely
there could always be
up there
arguments
for the
with
best,
Jason
I'd say.
Klaczynski, but
Mhm.
it's definitely the standard modern era Pokemon. He is insane player,
Yes.
obviously.
Hmm.
Like no one can deny that. So, but yeah,
And
him
I'm
playing.
sure,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm sure everyone's already seen the finals between Tord and Isaiah
Yeah,
Radner, and it's just, it was, even the Tord's match before on top four with William, that was like, that was a crazy near match.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like,
It
Yeah,
was.
it
absolutely.
just felt like chess, just like watching,
Yeah,
yeah,
I definitely feel like I don't know, maybe I'm just getting a better grasp of the game. I definitely feel like the game has sort of gone towards that chess. Like
yeah. I
there
mean,
are some
as
games that just feel like
I
you're
mean,
playing a game of chess completely perfectly.
yeah,
And
it's
yeah.
and people like
yeah.
see the lines like so well now. It's an
Mhm.
incredible thing to
And
witness.
you got to know, especially with Charizard, when to, especially against the mirror, when to take those knockouts and when not to, and when, you know, should I take just a single prize knockout or go
Yeah,
for,
definitely.
Absolutely,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of mind
That's
games.
a lot of mirror matches are like that though. You have to really like map out how you want to play that. So you
Mhm.
don't
Hmm.
like, you know, fall behind so quickly or whatever. Especially Charizard. Charizard is an explosive deck. Gets online real fast.
Yeah,
It
it was
just it's insane. And his
as we've
list was
seen, it's
crazy. He really did not want to lose to Stall. He had so many things for Stall.
What do
His
you guys
list
yeah.
think
is
about
insane.
the Cleffa inclusion?
I think it was good. He was playing both Rotom and Cleffa. I think that's
Hmm.
pretty smart. Obviously,
Out of that, out against,
yeah. I mean, even before it was funny before this like rotation. I remember you running Cleffa, trying Cleffa.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was more so like I was getting tired of Mew, and
Hmm. Yeah,
I knew it wasn't necessarily the best, but I kind of liked it. If like, especially without VIP pass, it's like you get punished if you don't, you know, get it your first turn.
yeah,
So going second, you want to at least have some sort of
yeah, some sort of
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think Cleffa is also just really good because if they knock it out, they're taking
I
a
mean, a lot of times
prize. Yeah, you
you
want
want
them to
to
knock
go
it
up
out
by one
because it just powers up the Charizard. You can get your counter catcher like
online.
online. It just I think it's a sick
Absolutely.
conclusion. I think a lot of people are
Yeah.
probably gonna be running the same 60 for a while, as most people probably do, just net deck stuff. I'm not saying that's a
Mhm.
bad thing, but I'm just saying that's what happens. But
I mean,
yeah,
I think if you think you have the ego to where you can make the list better,
yeah, it's
I don't know.
like we've done it. We played this game, and we see
Mhm.
lists. We might make some changes that we feel like, but these
Yeah.
guys at the top, like, there's a reason why they're at the top, because they just know how
Yeah.
to build decks so well.
They have
I wish we were
yeah,
there.
they have
We can
insane
only
testing groups, and
yeah.
I think they have like spreadsheets set up with like
Yeah, we're
matchups
we're
and win
we're
rates and stuff.
we're
Like
we're, we're not on the spreadsheet yet, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we're going based off feels.
yeah, we're like, this deck
This
seems
just
pretty
feels
fun,
right.
and this feels good.
Yeah,
Feels
and
good to
there's
play.
times where we've built the deck
Yeah,
with our
yeah,
own creation, and I've
yeah,
even taken that to a regional.
yeah.
It went about as well as you'd expect, but it
So
was still
sometimes you just
fun.
gotta feel, you just gotta be like, whatever.
Yeah,
A lot of
and
times, like when we go to like challenges or cups, we'll try to. That's when we kind of test out a lot of different,
mhm.
like what do we want to play with.
Yeah,
Off the wall.
and it depends
Yeah,
what you're going into. Like I said, around here, you never know. Like a league challenge is never an easy event. You're gonna hit people going for their invite on literally every level around here,
yeah,
and but sometimes there are smaller places where I know I can get away with playing something a little more jank, and I think that's kind of fun.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's
Yeah.
cool. But
yeah,
that's the next thing we'll talk about is the Philippines regional that happened. We're just
yeah.
gonna be glossing over this really, but shout out to them having 7 Charizards in the top 8. That is incredible.
Yeah, they definitely are feeling Charizard over in the
Y-
Philippines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I remember them like having a lot of Tinas in the last format, like their regionals
It's
before
very
this.
possible. I
Yeah,
feel like Tino was. I feel like Tino was probably the deck in the last format.
yeah,
I'd say
but
Yeah.
that's insane. That's a crazy ratio of obviously
it
of Chars.
really is.
Like if we,
I mean,
I
even
feel
just
Shout out
top
to the one
16,
majority
it
I feel like
player.
if we
makes
saw
up
that
one
at
lot.
a like an NAIC or something, like if a top 8 with 7 Charizards happening, I think Pokemon would probably be like, okay, we need to look at this, like, because that's a crazy ratio.
Yeah, I
But knowing
mean,
Pokemon, they probably won't do anything.
22% at
Yeah, that
EUIC.
22% is a
At one.
lot. That's a
and
crazy
there
number.
was 243 people at the Filipino regional.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, there's even more Charizard Pidgeots in the top 16 that they
yeah.
have listed.
Mm-hmm.
There is one Charizard. Well, there's two Charizard decks that are just Charizard.
Yeah, and
So,
then
but they're running
they
Barrel,
got
I guess.
some Dialga Metang, which is I haven't
Yeah,
really tried that deck, but it's a deck I definitely want to play with. It seems fun.
I've played up against it a couple of times online, but I haven't played it myself personally.
Having an extra turn is always crazy, so
Yeah,
that
that's
always seems fun. So
usually the game ender.
yeah, that's how it usually goes. You're either rolling or you're not with that deck, I feel like. So,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
let's talk about some of the new cards that well, let's
Yeah,
start with
absolutely.
the like one of the bigger ones I would say is the Stadium.
Mhm.
The Jamming Tower. I think that's a crazy card. It's a very good card. What do you
Oh,
guys
The
think?
absolutely.
reprint of
Lysander's Lab, right?
Um, yes, I
yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I like it.
I think it's gonna be good. A lot of decks that are just not running, you know, tools. It's insane. Like
Yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely
it's,
think the Stadium War has sort of turned more into
I think
tools,
it's
and
gonna affect Snorlax, like control. I think it's going to
that's
affect
It's gonna
good.
affect
like
every deck.
yeah, it's going to affect basically every deck.
guess
it
Maybe not Chien
And
Pao.
there's
Depends
Guardy.
Oh yeah,
on-
Guardy's is in a grave right now. They're crying.
Yeah.
Shout out
but
to AJ
so, like-
for being a day one hater.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Guardy's mop. But I guess I want to ask more like what decks do you think is going to have room to run Jamming Tower is more. I guess
Yeah,
the question.
that's a good point. Like, I know cards are
Like-
kind of weird. Like the decks are so condensed right now. Like, I think Lugia could probably get away with it because since they don't run whatever. And it would probably help the future hands match up. You know, you put it in that.
Oh yeah.
So that would help. You know,
would
future
help
hands
for
gets
a lot
like
of
really
that,
nerfed with that card. I feel like it's, and especially because
Yeah.
you're usually going to play it on your turn, so like they're not going to have the effect. Like even if they could bump it or whatever, like you're going to play that stadium on your turn. So
Exactly. Yeah, you'll
Mhm.
play it. Yeah.
when you
When
need
you
it,
can get the knockout.
Mhm.
yeah. So Lugia I think is pretty good. Chien Pao I think is pretty good. Like because of maximum
Yeah.
belt to get rid of that. Like having an option to like not get knocked out by a maximum belt if they can't find the stadium to bump it is pretty good. And
I
just
think it's an option, but I think Chien Pao is
it's already pretty tight.
list, and
Yeah,
it's got-
that's how I feel about
yeah.
Lugia.
Lugia's
Lugia
tough.
can probably maybe squeeze it in, but Lugia's pretty tight with energies and all
Yeah.
that.
I think Lugia could use that as a just a 1-0 because if you get the one turn,
Mhm.
that could just win you the game.
Yeah, that can
So,
just Lugia
Mhm.
is very like feast or famine. You're
Mhm.
either
Yeah.
having a godly turn or you're sitting there with 6 energy engines crying to yourself.
Yeah, I was surprised at the lack of Lugia at EUSC.
Yeah, I think it was because like we had two in top 8 and with future hands, so it was kind of
Yeah.
going to be hard, but I think future hands was
Well,
just
there's
super
two.
hyped up like going into that.
I'm surprised there's 2 hands in top 8.
Yeah, there was 2 hands top 8. Like I don't know
Me
how to feel
too,
about
but
that
it-
deck. That deck
There was
is
also
maybe it's
2
just
control in
Rick's
top
too
8.
often.
yeah, 2 control top
2
8.
control. One that didn't run Snorlax.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just-
the list does not run Snorlax. It
Yeah.
runs everything but.
yeah, very
How
I-
real
it's-
control
it's-
players play control.
yeah.
I mean, I dabbled in control a little bit. I guess if I were to be the analyst of control, I guess I could analyze control here a little better. But I had some fun with Snorlax, but I haven't really touched it post rotation other than online.
Yeah. I
it's
just
good.
recently
I
bought
still think it's
cards
good.
for Snorlax. They're behind me now.
Oh.
I'm getting more cards eventually, but I do want to try it. You know, just to see what I can do with it. I like to try
Definitely
Pidgeot
need
control.
to
So
test against it a little bit more. So
oh yeah, it's definitely my worst matchup. That's why I want to play it just to understand it better.
because it's not fun to play against. But
Yeah, obviously. No, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone really enjoys playing against it. Even
no,
like people that play
it
it
is fun
probably.
to play.
Yeah,
it
it
is
can be
fun to
fun
play,
to
but
play.
eventually there is a point where I start feeling bad for playing Snorlax.
Yeah.
It's like
And
I'm kind of cheating, I'm not really cheating, but like I am
you don't feel
sort
like
of
you're really playing the game.
I feel like I'm just kind of waiting on my opponent to not play the game, and I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like I don't know.
But,
and at
you know,
least
it's
with
Control's a really good deck right now. I think
it is.
I think it's a very,
unfortunately
very
it's
good.
very good.
Yeah. So people are gonna play it. We're gonna have to like suck it up. You know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of these other cards.
yeah, absolutely.
We got the
They got the Varoom, Rivaroom
Varoom.
stuff, and then that Farfetch'd. You guys want to talk about any of those? real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah. I think I haven't looked too much at the Varoom Rivaroom.
River Room's just straight up mid. We could just ignore it. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
it's
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
But the
it's got
Farfetch
uh,
is an interesting
gotta
one.
retaliate.
Yeah.
Sonic Duty. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon tool card and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck.
So the stadium is just okay. Farfetch is bad too. No, but
I feel like it's
I
got
love that.
potential.
it's definitely there. Definitely.
I
Yeah,
saw
and-
someone on Twitter, you know,
What,
yeah.
gassing it up?
Gassing it up about being able to TM evolution.
Yeah.
play it, search for your deck and then find a way to retreat it and
Yeah,
use it.
yeah.
Which
You can run rescue
you
board with
can.
it, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I don't think it's
oh,
gonna.
hold on. There's a plane. Hello, plane. They'll be able to hear the plane from my side.
I got nothing playing.
Yeah, we got planes where I'm at. Let's talk about this root bonnet because I think this root bonnet's
Okay.
pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, does 50 plus damage. This deck does 50 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. I think that's pretty good. For lists, I wouldn't know exactly until better people than me would use it, but it seems like a good card. Honestly,
I think it'll be good to help clean up like
yeah.
bigger EXs. Like I think it could help in the Charizard matchup because you hit with a little moon.
Yeah, yeah, and
So,
the little moon deck, the Dunsparce and stuff, or even Ancient Box, it could be good. So
Um,
yeah,
one thing I guess to ask, do you think it would be paired up with Frostlass, the new card that also got revealed that we haven't talked about yet?
yeah, so man,
an idea.
Frostlass is such a weird card to me because it does both yours and your opponents. So
Right. You would
Like,
have to
Pokemon and
probably
everything.
build a deck
I'm
around
sure
it.
someone's gonna come up with a crazy deck that has like because I think it stacks too. So you've got four. That's four.
Yes, it will stack. So
So
yeah, if you can get
that's
2 or
kind of
3 out,
crazy. That seems crazy. So
it's
someone will
yeah.
make a deck
Is
that
one damage enough though?
yeah.
I maybe not to be paired with the Brute Bonnet, but I think I think if you're in a very ability heavy meta, you can punish
Yeah, and
that.
this is a very
This is giving me Shrine of Punishment vibes when I used to play
yeah.
that a lot.
I think it'll be interesting. Um, right now I'm not. I don't feel like I'm smart enough to speak about what decks will go in, but someone will
I
come up
just
with a list.
see, I just see a Pokemon that can get sniped by Greninja.
That's a good
That's
point as well. That is
that's
a good point.
yeah. You right.
As a
Greninja's always
player, that's what I see.
yeah. That's you're feasting on that. Uh,
But I
yeah,
guess you just throw in a Manaphy and then you're all good. But then
yeah,
you're damaging your own Manaphy.
yeah,
That
true.
is true. You would be damaging your Manaphy.
Yeah, so
I think you'd have to build the deck around
yeah.
non-abilities and
Oh, like I said, someone will
those.
come up with a list, or that'll probably be fun to play,
Yeah.
but bad to actually
Um,
play.
I feel like my prediction is that it's gonna go under the radar for a
Yeah,
while, and then someone's
There's
gonna
going to be
pull
a
it out at a
card in the
regional and
feature
do
set
really
that's going to
well.
pair well with it.
yeah.
That is true.
Any of these like the Diplins and stuff that you guys want to talk about, like the festival lead stuff?
Um,
Um,
I think it'd be.
It'd be interesting to play. Like I
mhm.
don't think it's gonna be like competitive, honestly, if I'm being for real, but I think
I
it's
wonder if they're
interesting.
trying to go for like something similar to like Night March or. I mean, I guess Do the Wave is
Yeah,
they're just redoing Do the Wave.
yeah, it could be interesting. Um, I'd be down to try it as a fun deck, like on
Yeah, yeah,
live. It just
absolutely.
seems cool. The
What do you
Cliff.
guys think about the console?
Oh, that conch. Oh man, that is crazy. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but 250 for no energy seems insane.
Yeah,
So
that is pretty
you probably
crazy.
have to pair it with the brute
Y-
bonnet,
You'd need it with the Brute Bonnet that was
and
in
then have the
co-op. Yeah.
Sneasel like thing for even more damage.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. I
Radiant
think.
Sneasel, Sneaseler.
Would you need it at that point?
It can do like 300
Um,
damage with it in the new
yeah.
stadium,
Yeah. That's
so
true.
maybe
But the
Um.
extra, I think with the extra damage, it ends up being 330.
doesn't.
Okay. Yes, that might be a good number then.
Yeah, 330 is obviously for no energy. It would be insane, but
Still
I
stage 2 though,
yeah,
so
it's still stage 2. I think it's
it's a
going to have a
lot of stuff.
real hard time against TM de-evolution. So
Yes,
That's
I
yeah,
agree.
like that's. I think it'll be a fun deck. Don't get me wrong. That looks like it'd be really fun to try out.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, too, for it, the one
It's
item
gonna
just
be
rotated, so that burns your
The
Pokemon.
I'll make
yeah,
sure.
but that
Don't
I
you
think
worry.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. The spicy curry would have been really nice
Yes.
on that.
Yeah. Spicy curry would have been really sick. I saw some people talk about the Clefable. It be like a fun meme deck. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks and use it for this attack. Metronome. So double colorless could be
I could
goofy.
definitely see that, like,
I
isn't a
mean,
possible
it's
tech for something, or maybe using
good against
Guardy?
Charizard. It could be good against
Yeah.
the.
I think it's an interesting thing. I don't know how good it is. I wish I was better at predicting stuff, but I'm not. So, what about the other things?
I could
The
see it being
Pheasantipity
a
and Monkey
Guardian
Dory.
deck
Yeah, the Guardian. Yeah, I could see that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
eventually.
Um.
I don't.
See the Monkey Dory, the Pheasantipity, and what else? The Okidogi. Hate saying their
I
names.
think I think Okie Doki's the only one that will actually see play.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, because that plus
It
100
depends.
HP and plus 100 more damage. That seems pretty good.
It
It depends
does.
how, because it would fit in Ancient Box because it's fighting, and then if it has the a dark energy on it
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
100
And it's a
HP.
The
basic,
only thing
right?
sucks is
So
you
yeah,
can't
you can't
Sada onto it.
SADA onto
That's
it.
the only drawback, I think.
Yeah, you
Um,
just have to melee attach.
yeah, you would have to
Yeah.
manually attach it. I could see fighting is in such a weird spot, isn't it?
I mean, I could see like someone using an ancient box with energy switches and
Yeah,
like powering up, through the roaring
eh,
moon and
yeah,
then switching.
definitely. All right, let's talk about the most hyped up
That's
card, I
actually
think.
a good card.
Yeah, an actual good card. I think this card is sick. The Tatsugiri. Its ability
Absolutely.
is if it's in an active spot, you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal a supported card you find there, and put it in your hand, shuffle your cards, all that. It's sick. That seems pretty good. So
I think Lost Box is
yeah,
gonna
Lost
have
Box is
another
yeah,
support Pokemon.
yeah. It's definitely gonna be in Lost Box. You know, sometimes turn 3 they don't get a colors, so
Hmm.
I think it's sick. And
I think
it
it'll be
can be
good in a lot of other decks as well too. Though.
yeah, and it's 70 HP, so it can be searched out with Buddy Poffin. Buddy
That's
Poffin. Yeah.
that's very good.
So that's pretty sick. I think it's a good card. Definitely a good card. I think Dragon's gonna get some support. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't really play
Uh,
GLC much, but I feel like this is
oh
a
yeah.
definite Dragon GLC
Yeah,
card.
yeah, GLC. We don't really play that format.
But
We're in, we're
I'm
we're
interested in it. I'm
yeah,
very
we're all
interested
interested in it. It'd be something we might
Um,
talk about for
I
ever get into
saw a
it.
lot of people. Well, they only did standard and GLC side events in Knoxville. I was hoping they would do expanded, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But so they did do GLC
Yeah,
at Knoxville, and
you
it
just
looked pretty fun when
gotta
I was
let that
checking it
go.
out.
Yeah, expand it. You just gotta let that go.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
took it out back and shot it in the head.
That's about right, unfortunately. But I'll still support expanded, you know, with the
Let's
other
see.
3 people.
What else
But
Orlando. Let's talk about a little bit of Orlando
yeah.
before
Oh,
we.
I want to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd bet money on it that this Tatsugiri is going to be one of the pre-release promos.
Oh, I hope so. Yes, that'd be
Oh,
sick.
that would be
Might be
cool.
Tatsugiri, and then I hope it's not, but it might be the 3 loyal.
The Loyal 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
getting the Tatsugiri because like most decks will probably run one of.
Yeah.
So like getting the promo for that would be sick. Like get an alternate art,
Yeah,
and it's like you're
yeah.
just gonna have one in the deck. So
Mhm.
you know, um, let's talk about a little bit of Orlando before it happens.
Absolutely.
They might not see it until after, but
Yeah, as we're talking, most people are either there or traveling there.
Yeah.
We're recording this a Friday prior to Orlando, so
yep,
when you see this, Orlando may already be over, but
Yep.
we'll see how we did on the next episode
yeah.
when we predict this.
Um, let's
So
look.
what do you think, Austin?
So I think Charizard's obviously going to be good. Oh, before we talk about that, actually, what do we think is the best deck in format? I think it's Charizard for me.
I agree with Charizard.
Yeah.
I think
It
most
has
people would
that
say,
many routes and avenues to come
yeah,
back, and
hmm
it's just so consistent.
yeah.
It really
The
is.
problem with it
Especially
being the best deck in format, though, is people know it's the best deck.
It's the deck to beat.
Yeah, it's the deck to beat. So, even though it
then the deck to be in it, yeah, it still shows.
yeah, it still shows.
Mhm. Oh,
Obviously,
yeah,
it's a crazy deck.
But
But
you just have to expect a lot of counters.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that.
You need to know
uh,
your Charizard matchups.
Yeah,
like,
that's
yes, you
important.
absolutely need to know the mirror
Whatever
if you're
you
gonna
play.
run Charizard. And
So I don't think we're gonna see a lot of hands. I'll make that prediction. I don't think we're going to see a hands in top 8 again. I personally don't see it. I like future hands. It's a good deck, but
I'm kind of with you on that.
top
I think-
16 probably. Top 8, I don't think. I think people are going to learn from EUIC. Honestly,
I think more people are going to put in a loss, like at least one loss vacuum,
yeah.
and a good,
Yeah.
properly timed
People need to start putting lost vacuums in our list.
the hands
Mhm.
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah, so I think I actually now I play Lugia a little bit, so I really enjoy Lugia. I think that means Lugia is going to show up. I think it's going to be time for Lugia to shine a little bit. I think it's going to get top 8. Winning possibility, yeah, because I think the Charizard matchup is pretty good, but yeah, I think Lugia will show up in top 8 definitely. Like I hope so as a Lugia player.
I definitely think we're gonna see more stall in top 8. I 100% think there's gonna be at least one stall deck. I don't think it'll be more than that, but I'm gonna call one in top 8.
If there's more stall, that's even
Yeah.
better for Lugia, I think.
Unfortunately, I don't think Great Tusk is gonna get top 8, but you
No,
never know.
you never
I do
know.
think Great Tusk has a
we-
good Charizard matchup.
What's going to be
so
the highest Great Tusk placing?
highest Great Tusk. I think there will be a few day 2s in Great Tusk.
Mhm.
So, whether or
I'm
not they're
curious.
gonna make it to any higher, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I want to put my
I-
faith in it, so I'm going to give it a top 64 at least.
top
Okay,
64,
you're
that's
high
a
balling
fair-
the hell out of that.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
just gonna
that's
say.
kind of about where I was thinking. I guess I think that's a reasonable because it depends on the matchups.
We'll see. We'll
Great
see
Tusk
this
has
weekend.
terrible Lugia matchup, but has a
Yeah.
really good Charizard matchup. So
But if you can hit the variants where you're just, oh wow, you discard both my Super Rod and a Superior Energy Retrieval.
and that's how
I got
Great Tusk
another
wins.
plane. Do you hear it?
Oh, yep, another one.
Guys, sorry, we live literally here.
Yeah, we live close to each other, so we're right next to.
You might hear on
Planes.
him in like a minute later.
No, it'd be like happening at the same time, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably.
Let's see. What else do we want? Oh, we can do more predictions. I think if like Stall's more of a thing, I think Lugia has a good matchup against Stall, or at least pretty even. So that's better for Lugia. What else do you guys think?
Lucas, you have not mentioned your favorite deck this
Oh,
whole
yes.
episode.
I was gonna say something.
Right. My favorite deck.
Where do you think Chen Pao sits on for Orlando?
It is very, very good. It is very. With Temporal Forces, it just got more consistent. 'cause
Yeah.
You're not
reliant.
on VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, if you whiff it, going first or going second feels really good with Champao.
Yeah. I think so too. I think Chen Pao is a really sick deck right
you
now.
You went 4-0 at a challenge with Chen Pao
You
this
did.
very week.
I did.
Yeah.
It was. It's a fun deck. It's just
Yeah.
you play cards.
That was because it was me and him in finals. I lost, obviously, if you went 4-0,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
it was very
I
close.
mean, it was a good
It was-
turnout.
it was-
You got fourth. I bubbled at fifth.
Yeah.
With 2-1-1. So it is
I
what
think
it
we
is.
all did
but
pretty like decent. Like I feel like I
Mhm.
did better than I thought I was gonna do, honestly. And
Yeah.
especially with a deck that at that time I didn't know much about, which I was playing
Yeah.
the Moon
That's what I
Dunsparce.
would
So
talk
I mean, I was
about.
able to beat
Moon.
Lugia with Great Tusk, so I
Mhm.
that I mean, I did lose to another Lugia deck later, but beating
milling
the
4
one
energies is always fun.
yeah, I milled him for like 4 energy, and then I think I got 3, and then like 3 more. Like that, his jaw dropped at that point.
Yeah, he
but-
wasn't-
and
he wasn't
not a
playing the
single
game.
Archeops either.
Yeah, he wasn't playing the game anymore.
No. But the other Lugia, he did it right, and then I played. Well, you and me ID'd.
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
didn't
want to
feel
play
like
it
playing
out,
that.
and you would have
we-
you would have donked me
I
literally.
would have
but,
donked him if we played, but
yeah, and then I beat Charizard after that, which
Yeah.
it was a tough. It came down to like one knockout, but difference. But once I was able to get set up, and yeah, I was just throwing away his super rods and stuff, and he
Yeah.
couldn't do much about it.
me and Lucas's final match during that challenge was really sick. Like
I really had to
oh
pull
yeah,
it out and just.
he
I mean, I
hit
would have lost if I hit a tail. I hit one tails on Silene.
yeah, he got that heads
Wow.
but it was a sick match. It was really sick.
Silene is a really nice card. It's one of those cards when I was playing with Snorlax that I really thought other decks should be utilizing a little more often as well. And I think Chen Pao is a good.
Yeah,
It's got enough room
I think
to
it's
get
like
it in
probably
there,
needed in
then.
Chien Pao because sometimes you
Yeah.
need to discard stuff that you do not want, like
And sometimes just getting a second
Prime Catcher or the Superior. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very good.
just getting resources back is just good.
It's just good. It's just good in general,
Mhm.
especially in that deck. I think that's all we want. Is that all we wanted to talk about? We got
I think
anything
that's
more?
About all there is to talk about.
Do we want
I
to
think-
do like let's do a deck recommendation? You want to say Great Tusk?
Deck.
I'll say Great Tusk, absolutely.
Great Tusk is
if you're
fun.
going to Orlando, run Great Tusk because
Yeah,
you'll have
get
good
top
Charizard
64.
matchups.
Yeah.
Get top 64.
Get you your top 64. Get you your points.
Yeah, get your
Get
points.
your points.
Make that day too.
Yeah. Let them be right and me be wrong.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I think that's it, guys. It was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. It was a solid show, and I'm looking forward to future episodes.
Yeah. Well, we'll evolve this whole thing hopefully
Yeah.
into
be
something
better.
more, but we're just here for now. We're vibing. That's
yeah,
all.
Yeah, just 3 friends playing some Pokemon.
Yep, that's all it is.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Well,
Thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever you do.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm waving goodbye
listening,
now.
watching. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.